you would not be seeking life if you had not found it. Good friend. We are lost in the blue. Kids on the same run. Look at all the roses as we can never swim.
There's sort of an inner band joke about the fact that one of the three members, despite having been in the band for a very long period of time, knows nothing about the names of the songs. So, some of these songs, all of which he has either written or had a hand in shaping, we have 12 songs on album number 1. Doug, how many song titles can you name? We'll see if he can get how many he can name before he gets 3 strikes and he's
like
out.
the challenge.
Okay.
Yep.
Past is present again.
Okay, he's got 1. No strikes.
AKA Old Denim Jacket.
Old Denim Jacket.
Yeah.
Where we are? Is that right?
There's no question mark at the end, but I give him credit for that. That's 2.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 2.
Okay.
The Human After All song. I'm trying to help you.
That's not on this album.
Oh, it's not?
No, that's one we're working on right now.
So he's up to 2.
But I like that you consider it the Human After All song.
I don't know the names of our songs.
So 2 of 12
One of the
is
ones
what we
that
have.
you think you know, they're all about football.
They're all
Oh, he knows what none of them are about.
Yeah, all of Kevin's lyrics are about football.
Yeah, I hate football, but apparently I can't stop writing about
Friday Night Football. Every
Friday Night
single
Football,
song.
everything.
Yeah.
it. Actually, there might be one on the next album
And
that
the
does have a
next
football
album.
lyric. But
And
outside of that,
Everyone should forget all those chilly Friday nights. Now the brightest stars dim, like no scoreboard lights. Does anyone see James? Walk the wall.
I don't really remember how soon it was after It's About Time that we started doing Kids on the Same Ride. Guys? I mean, some of these songs have been around forever, too, though.
I think that's the thing. It was almost just one sort of fed into the other because we had so many of these songs already working on
I
them.
mean, we still have songs from It's About Time that haven't seen the light of day yet because they don't work the way we want them to yet.
Blah, blah, blah. Check. Wah. Blah, blah, wah. Blah, blah, wah.
So when we first started recording for this album, it's tried, it's true, it's what's always worked for us, always. I mean, since we were in high school, really. I mean, we put the music down, knock out the vocals. You know, all of us, if not in the same room, we send you to the bathroom to record parts or whatever. The same thing with Jerry. We step out of the room to let somebody record, but that's been limited on time.
the lead vocal from Accident might have been from us that very first time getting together.
Yeah.
And because we did just a couple of songs the first time we tried the same all in the studio approach.
Desperation, longing, sadness, joy, and pain. Every stroke of the key, a link in the chain.
Yeah. Oh, there was my flirtations with us trying to do it all on the floor, but which is getting the band all together in one room and just taking off. And that probably works great for bands. I know it's worked great for bands in the past. Like, sure, the Beatles did it, the Stones did it. But, that's not... We can't capture that live energy because we don't have a live band. We don't have a drummer, we don't have a bass player, we don't have keys. We don't have all those elements of a live band. So it's a great idea on paper, and it's great for songwriting for us to get together, to throw on a loop of drums or whatever, and mash something out for an idea. but that just didn't work for us either. So the energy's not really there live for the way we work, but and then I think what the best process has been bouncing back and forth between basements, really. Yeah, because with technology, it makes the writing process so much simpler because we can, share those ideas.
Enter again. Now it'll load it up. Now Go Jane should be in here. What I did there, 1 through 6, because it goes, or 1 through 8, and then it goes 9 through 16. You switch back and forth.
It's a digital 16 track here. It's just Zoom digital 16 track, so I can bounce down mixes. I do mix downs, put them in a Dropbox, sans vocals, send them straight to you guys, fire off a text and say, hey, this is ready, that's ready.
Let's say you wanted to work on River.
Okay.
You're going to have to change the project.
Here. Is that right? Or here?
You'll go to project first.
Go to project. Okay.
And now it's going to say, okay, what do you want to do with project? Do you want a new project? And use these back and forth right here to go through and find what you want.
And the same thing with the writing process too. I've got this idea, check it out. Then you guys dump it onto a, what is it? Is it an SD card, I believe? Mm-hmm. And then just plug it into the Zoom, and you've got 16 tracks of vocals, 14 tracks of vocals, because 2 of those tracks are going to be the stereo mix down to the music. You guys have 14 tracks to play with and layer and experiment and just go crazy with.
And we send them back to you, and
then everything's already synced up because you're starting and ending where I've started and ended the song anyway. So then I can just drop your vocal stems into what I've got in Studio One and run with it from there.
Okay, this is for the vocal stack. J37 stereo, mastering, fat, tight, and open. Easy mix de-esser at, where are we? 40%. Abbey Road vocal plate. We're only at 8%. Huh, okay. And then the mix centric. Get party started.
so here's some Storyteller Union problems. You got the studio to yourself. You're kind of feeling it. You want to come down and maybe do some experimenting, and you cue up your track, and this is what you get.
I think so.
Wait for it.
Rhythm blows and a blow, 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 hey, Joe, and then we're gonna blow some more.
Yep, that's what we deal with around here. I think we had the freedom to be more ambitious this way. So I think some of our longer songs are more involved arrangements and things made this album because we couldn't get them done fast enough on album 1.
Yeah.
I figure if we like it, we can use parts of it, or if we don't like it, then we can just use the chorus. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. That's it.
Is that what the mister wanted?
Can't think of anything else. That's kind of the most collaborative song we've ever done. And the fact that Jerry kind of had the original, we all sat in a room together and that one came. I had lyrics to it and she had a guitar part to it, and then, Doug fleshes that out and I rewrite the chorus to the lyrics I had, and next thing you know, Doug comes back with an arrangement he sends for us to sing over, and it's a freaking symphony. I mean, we sat down here wanting to tear up, like, you got to hear what he's
think
done.
we did
You,
zero,
I mean,
yeah,
it
we
was,
both.
and so I don't know. That just seemed that's one of my favorite.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, I'm a really big fan of St. Francis Bay. I love the haunting music that starts the song. I think Kevin's voice sounds really sexy throughout the song.
That never hurts.
and it's a great song. It's an unusual song. So some days it might be another song, but that one always comes back to me.
It's 11 feet high today in St. Francis Bay. It's 11 feet high today in St. Francis Bay. Carrie never remarried, never spoke of Raymond, the Assy Bridge, or the Bay.
There's so many songs, but if I had to pick one, I think it'd be the one that leads, is Jellybone Ghost, because I love the way it just opens the album with the a cappella version of the chorus. You know, just going straight to the chorus and then into what I intended to be an Arcade Fire kind of riff leading into everything that it is. But that would be it for me, is Jellybone.
Read the book, we dug through the pages, in between the lines, memorized the phrases. But once about dreams, we're always flying. I was always drowning, I thought I was dying. Remember the future, we're resurrecting the past. On the winning skin, still the mask, flying in the water, makes it swim. I can see the ocean bottom.
Let's talk about River and Mud.
River and Mud.
Well, as far as being a challenging song, I would think that River and Mud, and I had as little to do with that one as about any song on the album, but watching the two of you work through River and Mud together.
River and Mud, yeah, go ahead.
Don't fight.
River and Mud was challenging.
Why?
Because Jerry has a way of playing and that I don't really understand.
Which means that it's not really playing. It's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 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 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. When I wrote River and Mud, I'm sitting in a bedroom by myself, you know, and I'm picking, and it is very folksy sort of picking kind of. I'm not necessarily sitting there thinking, okay, I'm writing this in dun 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 dun, you know, and like
That's what I'm talking about.
So what's what as far as the verse and the chorus?
When we get to see if the iPad.
the chorus. There's not a chorus that's sung,
Uh-huh.
so it's basically goes. Let's see. Let me see if I can figure out the lyrics. See.
Can we get it?
Woke up and washed up down and stuck in the river and mud. Stuck in the river and mud. Stuck in the river and mud. And so Doug, when I start playing it, he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm doing a little different every time. So it's the frustration.
You're admitting you were doing it differently every time?
Well, don't.
I'm sorry.
I was playing the same chords.
Okay, that's what it was all about.
Okay, it works.
But is it right? And if it's
What is right, Doug? I wrote the song. It doesn't. It's not. It's irrelevant. I wrote the song. If I go, one way is right, the other way is right. Either one could be right. Does that make you feel better about it?
I'm so confused about your argument about which is right. Is
Okay,
it correct to you?
This would be. It would go. It would say, try to pull your bootstraps, but you're stuck in the middle, river and mud, okay? All this does is try to pull your bootstraps, but you're stuck in the river and mud. It just
I'm pretty
changes
sure you
the
did the
scene.
same thing.
No, see, that's why I think we've got it. It's not. It's this, watch. play it with me. Instead, I'm gonna go, try to pull your bootstraps, but you're stuck in the river in mud. Instead, we're going, try to pull your bootstraps, but you're stuck in the river and mud. Right?
You just did the same thing twice.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I went
Okay, here.
A minor, try
Put
to
headphones on,
pull.
play with the drums.
This was an ongoing
What?
for like it
Wait,
seemed
wait,
like a
wait, wait.
year.
I was playing the same chords.
And then they both sit here
It's
now and go, well, sometimes we don't understand each other.
I realize
I
that,
think
right.
differently than she thinks. Before it was like, well, he's doing this. No, she's doing that.
Yeah.
But what you're doing is everybody gets a measure. So which way do you want it?
Rather than recording everything all over again, it's perfectly.
Oh, there's nothing but a drum track right now. This
You
time.
just said you would have to redo the bass and
No,
everything.
I said
that way.
I said I have to still record those things, so I'm not going to record it all again until I know how it's supposed to go.
Well, you've known for a year how it's supposed to go.
But you keep changing it.
I have not changed that part. You were sitting there watching me play and said I just did the same thing, and I said no, I didn't. I went from an A minor to a C, and you just didn't see it.
End results, though.
But Doug got it. He got it. It took him working on it.
It took a while to bring it
And-
to where it needed to be, because I tried to veer off in a couple of directions with it, because I wanted
I couldn't do it, yeah.
I wanted at the end of the day, I wanted it to be a sloppy, punkish kind of, almost like an Old Crow punk song, which, you know, Old Crow could be, I guess, bluegrass punk, really.
What's up, Doug?
You were awesome, dude.
Yeah,
I just want you to know that.
You nailed that.
Yeah, man, every time. I mean,
Every
you are
time.
totally Mr. One Take. It's unbelievable.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's kind of annoying, actually.
Well,
I mean, I can't play the same solo twice, but you, every time you step up to the mic, you just nail it.
I appreciate your improvisation. That each time it can be different, but still right somehow.
Well, I appreciate that, because, you know, I'm really self-conscious about that, because
Yeah,
it's
you
really
do.
improv. I don't really learn them.
You have no
It's-
reason to be
It's
self-conscious about
very
it.
uncomfortable,
Yeah.
because, especially playing next to you sometimes.
Well,
I mean,
I again appreciate you saying that, especially coming from someone as good as you obviously are. Yeah.
Would you guys
I love
fight?
you back.
Would you
I
guys
love you.
fight, please?
Bring it in.
Just
Oh,
fight.
This is the worst fight we ever had.
Fight.
I'm so
I'm
sorry
so
for
sorry.
that. It's my
Argument.
fault. It's my fault.
Sorry. Where's Jerry?
There was Monica gave it her all, gave it some more, just to end up nothing but spent. Maria, she waits tables and waits some more. Night school, day camp, overtime, waiting for her big score. Has anyone seen Jane? Seen her walk that wall of fame? No one calls her out by name. Go Jane, go Jane. Has anyone seen Jane? Seen her walk that wall of fame? No one calls her out by name. Go Jane, go Jane.
So It's About Time came out December 2015, and that was right after I had gotten diagnosed with MS and was starting treatment for that. After a pretty scary summer of thinking that it wasn't MS, but that it was potentially brain cancer, so we were dealing with that.
The first album was done before all of that started, so that
Yeah.
started about this time. Health issues, you,
Yeah, I think we're
fatherhood. That's
Fatherhood.
new.
Yeah.
Liam was what, 3 months old when the first album came out,
So
and
most
I
of
was-
that album was done before he arrived.
Yeah, and you know, I'm still dealing with the knee issues I was dealing with then. So
New job, school. I mean, it's kind of amazing. I love that part of the story of this album is that somehow all of that didn't slow us down. We got done relatively quickly compared to
Right.
what it took the first time, and there was a lot that happened between the first and second album.
know if it's the few lives we used to know. But there's this song inside our heart that we can always call. Memories told.
Alright.
Wait, I'm. Let me do this.
Hold on a second. Wait a minute.
So lip syncing isn't as easy as you think it's going to
Well,
be.
not.
Okay, Phil, and keep your head up. Actually, no point in that until I get in behind you.
What?
I'll be running things until I'm in behind you.
Well, and then there was that.
All right, we're almost done, baby girl.
Made love to my guitarist, Doug.
I love it.
So, Kevin's idea of a documentary, I think 2/3 of the band were like, what?
We won't say which 2/3.
We'll say.
When he pitched the idea, we're throwing nobody under the bus here, but you know, really seeing the first end, yeah, Kevin really pulled a hat trick there. I mean, I think it's it's great storytelling, which is honestly what we're about. And you know, just that look back was really interesting.
Well, I'm rendering right now the documentary. The first part, at least, of the documentary. I'm using Roxio Video Wave. I use that and Lightworks, just two fairly simple video editing programs for all of our video work. And I was up to 5 o'clock in the morning last night at night show. Not unusual, unfortunately, over the last 3 years since this became a little bit of an obsession to get this done. We had used some footage around the first album of us as kids, and we used it to have a little commercial tease kind of thing, but that sort of made me think that, you know, we needed to do something different to promote album number 2, and plus that just sort of scratched the top of the surface of all the footage we had available of us as kids, growing up, playing in bands together, getting married, I mean, just all this stuff that I thought, you know, why not use that material to tell our story? And that sort of became an idea. Plus it kept my mind occupied, gave me something to stay up late nights and do while Doug was working on the album and the music itself, because honestly, once I sing, my heavy lifting is sometimes over and Doug does all the work. So this gave me something to focus on. It's been fun, but it's also been exhausting. So I look forward to see the finished product, and hopefully it'll turn out well. There were some of my band, maybe in the 2/3, who could be a little camera shy or what. And the one I thought would be the worst about it, again, not naming any names, but when he came back and said, that was actually kind of fun. You know, when he started doing it, was like, yeah, that was kind of neat. And yeah, it was kind of fun to do. Right. We do all of our video work this way, whether it's music videos or what have you, things for our new YouTube channel. When you're a do-it-yourself band, there's more to that than just the music itself. Also, I keep handy here a copy of the album. Actually, it's empty on the inside because the album is not yet a thing. It's not yet done, but it's here as my inspiration as to what I'm actually doing this bit of work here for.
This way, so I see his marketing brain coming out, and I'm going, oh gosh.
There is a business
Well,
plan.
you're going to have to tell Doug. That's usually the...
Yeah.
Down here to scroll through.
So yeah, so in true do-it-yourself mode, here's me videoing myself, watching Kevin edit the documentary. And I think that he just showed me a video of him videoing himself making it.
All right.
I mean, you do what you have to do.
Wanna get up, wanna be heard, don't wanna speak up, gotta hide fight, got blood runs cold, I'm not too young, don't wanna grow old, baby I'm grand, I'm a piece of.
Reaction to this album, I think, has been, oh, I would say a little just humbling, because there were people that were actually excited that we were putting out a second album.
We shall be released, going to see the ships. We shall be released.
As far as reactions is that we are available in so many more places this time around.
It comes back to technology and what's available. I mean, if you told 15, 16-year-olds us, you know, back in the day that we would have this availability to this technology, not just recording on an old Tascam 4-track and dubbing down to cassettes and coloring in the inserts ourselves, but that, you know, we can literally be a one-stop shop and distribute globally, you know, in our middle age.
I remember going to school or Swivic, you know, at the college, and if, you know, you had 5 to 10 cassettes on you and you managed to sell most of those that day, you came back and you felt like, man, we made $15-20 selling $3-4 cassettes, and now it's amazing that, I mean, even if the numbers are not, you want to put any gold records on the wall, that, you know, hundreds and thousands of streams of these songs have been going around the world is kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah, around the world, not just like in the tri-state area where we live, but that's amazing too. We have people streaming in Germany, in Brazil, in Australia, Thailand.
I want to know who these people are.
Right.
You can tell me God sees all, there's things even he can't see. I am one of them, I feel I'm invisible to him. Where can I run to be seen? Where to go from this distress? If God's eyes are everywhere, I have something to confess.
I'm pretty insecure and shy about my own music, and then for somebody to come up to me and come up to us and talk about our music or talk about how they like it, or to know somebody across, you know, somewhere around the world to just listen, it gives you, for me, it's given me a better confidence.
Something we really haven't talked about is really what's next. I mean, I've got music. I'm sure you guys have music, lyrics,
No, I haven't
ideas.
written it.
You know,
We got songs that still.
and that's true. We still have songs. I don't know what would really be next, because I mean, the music is there, the ideas are there. And
I still have songs that I would like to see come out.
absolutely, there's songs I want to see come out. I don't know how we release albums and continue to do that, which I love doing. Do we release EPs? Do we release singles?
A mix of both.
A mix of
all,
both. All the above. I mean,
yeah.
well, the great thing going back to technology is we can do it all.
Yeah.
I'm excited about whatever the next thing is.
And the
because
thing is, I
we've
mean,
worked on this
Yeah.
for a while now. I'm ready for next.
You know, we're not beholden to any kind of record label or anybody but ourselves, because we do this for fun. But you know, we can do what we want and just express ourselves, and I think that's great. And so, who knows what's next?
What it is you think now ground you might be the realization we're only human after all. We were kids on the same ride, living on world's edge, as if we could never say. On the same ride, living on world's edge, as if we could never fly.
my favorite thing about Jerry's songs is just how extremely deep they are. They're just, I mean, you can always tell that she's writing from the heart, you know what I mean? Plus, I mean, just the strength of a woman in song, and how, you know, how much heart and passion that women put into their writing. I mean, I've always thought that chicks rock harder than any guy can ever rock. I mean, you know, think about songwriters and like Jewel and Sheryl Crow. I mean, these are women that I've always admired, and you know, Jerry blows them out of the water.
Well, I mean, I obviously love to be interviewed, and I do this a lot, and will tell anyone that working with Storytellers Union, and in particular a songwriter like Kevin, has really been the professional, it has been the professional highlight of my life, the highlight of my life, period, really. I mean, just to be near that kind of talent, I feel sort of like, you know, he's the John Lennon and I'm like the Pete Best, or he's the rest of Van Halen and I'm that guy from Extreme. It's just one of those kind of situations where you just feel really fortunate just to be there.
Jerry's been playing like 10, 12 years. I've been playing since like I was like 10 or 12 or something. I mean, I was just a kid. So, and then Jerry was an adult when she learned, you know, so you learn so much more as an adult, obviously, than you do as a kid. I mean, she's incredible, you know, she's got these like wicked licks, and she's always showing me stuff, and, you know, I feel like I've learned so much from her. How does Kevin inspire you, Doug?
The lyrics, I mean, every word I have committed to memory. I don't know the names of the songs, but the lyrics themselves are kind of etched in my heart. And actually, a few appear in a tramp stamp that I got recently.